Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Peyton Marion. I'm the Director of Music Education at Trinity Church. And on behalf of our rector, our vicar, and the entire music team, we'd like to welcome you to historic St. Paul's Chapel and to Jazz at One. Yeah. I see we have a lot of familiar faces, a lot of Jazz at One fans and frequent flyers here. Yes, clap it up for these folks. We're happy you're here. This is our last Jazz at One of the spring series, so if you've, I know. If you've been following along, we're happy to see you here. If you're new to us here, welcome. Welcome to Jazz at One. This is a series that's presented in collaboration with Trinity Church and our friends and partners at Jazz House Kids. So in addition to the At One series, yes, clap it up for Jazz House Kids, yeah. So in addition to our series here of At One's Jazz Icons over at Trinity Church, we love Jazz Icons, and our education initiatives, we're providing free jazz music education for young people at the Trinity Commons every day through that collaboration as well. So if you don't know about those things, you can find out more at trinitychurchnyc.org/music to find out what we're doing in our education programs here at St. Paul's Chapel and down the road at Trinity Church. So for those of you that are fans of Jazz House Kids at Jazz at One, the name Ted Chubb is very familiar. This is someone who has been curating this series along with us for many, many years and now gets to present his own quintet today. So, without further ado, the Ted Chubb Quintet.
Good afternoon, folks. Is it okay if we have a little fun up here? It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My only requirement is if we're having this much fun, you all gotta have this much fun too. Can you all do your part and join us? So it might be 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but we're gonna have a party here. St. Paul's has become a second musical home for me, and it's really wonderful to see so many familiar faces that have come to so many shows here, come and listen and celebrate our music too. So thank you so much. Thanks for coming and being a part of the audience today. We'll tell you some more about these tunes. This next tune is a tune of mine entitled Uptick that I wrote about sailing on my father's boat. right, folks. Thanks again for coming so much. My name is Ted Chubb. I humbly play the trumpet and write a couple of tunes. We have Mr. Bruce Williams on the alto saxophone. Can we give a big round of applause for Mr. Bruce Williams? Mr. Oscar Perez on the piano. DiCarlo on the bass. And Jerome Jennings on the drums. The first tune we played was a tune I wrote about riding the trains in Switzerland, where I lived for a number of years, and that was called the SBB Bounce. That's the train system in Switzerland, and I spent a lot of time trying to meet fellow musicians and get to know folks there. Well, I figured out that I needed to come home eventually, and that the music I wanted to play was right here in New York City, and but so that was about my time riding the trains. And then the last tune was entitled Uptick, which I wrote about sailing, growing up sailing with my father. All the tunes that we're going to play today, we recorded last year, and actually this is a pre-release concert of sorts. Our record comes out on Circle 9 Records, my record label. I'll give a shout out to Doug Beavers, the owner of the label in the back, for putting out this record with me. And but it comes out this Friday, May 15th. It's called Live at the Statuary. The Statuary is a live, work, present loft in Jersey City that I own and operate with my wife, Rachel Rill. And we host concerts there as well for the people of Jersey City at low to no cost. And we recorded a live record there last March, and I'm really eager to get it out into the world, into people's ears, so that they can take part in what's going on. And so if you happen to be from 1997 like myself, and you still have a CD player that you happen to use and is hooked up properly, you know, or an old enough car, like if you're on the jazz budget, you probably have a car with a CD player still in it. I'd love to share one with you. I'll be selling them after the show. Secret Inside is we have a link to 3 performance videos that were taken of the session and that you can take and have at home. And the only way to get those is if you buy the record. And so I got to keep something for us, right? You know, in this world where we give away music for free, I have to, you know, give some kind of incentive to check this out on the inside. We're going to continue now with a tune written by the great John Lewis. So this tune was originally written as an elegy and a prayer for the great gypsy jazz guitarist Django Reinhardt. And but today we're going to dedicate this differently. I found out yesterday that someone very dear to me passed, who was a French musician in Jersey City and owned an amazing restaurant and club called Madame Claude's that I played at very frequently. And he was a really special person to me, and probably some of the most fun I had playing music for the last 20 years was at this gentleman's place. And so, but I found out yesterday he died of brain cancer. And so we're going to dedicate this John Lewis piece, Django, who Django was an amazing French musician and guitarist that kind of innovated a style called manouche. And so this is for Matthias Gustafsson. Thanks very much. That was a tune entitled Little Flower Girl. And many of these tunes, as I mentioned, I was living abroad for a few years. And sometimes you are able to see in your own life and where you're from in a completely different way when you are living a part of it. And sometimes that's for better, and sometimes that's for worse. But it kind of becomes more clear when you're looking at it from afar. And there was many things that I felt I took for granted when I left, that I came back for. And there was a number of things that it illuminated even more of all the trouble and spite and hate and things that we're dealing with in this country. And this tune had an original kind of inception. This next tune, when I wrote it, it was about kind of like the general trials and tribulations of what you're living through. This is called expat. But recently I kind of got thinking about this tune, and I heard some more people talking about it. It's like to be an expat, other people are called immigrants. And that's a real interesting reframing of that word that I hadn't really thought of as having the privilege to be an expat rather than an immigrant. And so it's kind of taken on a new life in how I think about it. It's hard no matter what. But we're going to have fun on it anyway. So thank you so much. This is called Expat. Thanks so much. I'm going to be the guy who says, you all don't mind if we play a little bit over, do you? We're just trying to squeeze so much music into so much time. Again, Mr. Jerome Jennings on the drums on that last one. You know, I've been playing with these gentlemen, some of them. I think I met Jerome when I was 16 or 17 years old, and it's amazing to see our lives continue to be intertwined through this music. I really believe in what this music does for people's lives, what it does for kids' lives, what it does for listeners' lives, musicians, everyone. And all of us on this bandstand. My first friend when I moved to New Jersey was this bass player, the great Tom DiCarlo on the bass. Another 20-year relationship. Soon after meeting both these gentlemen who brought me into the fold and started getting me on gigs and really helping, when you move to the city, sometimes you need people in your corner. And both of these gentlemen were Mr. Oscar Perez. And lastly, someone who's been really an ardent mentor and friend, and I don't say it lightly that I get to play next to one of the great alto saxophonists of his time, Mr. Bruce Williams on the alto saxophone. We're going to play a short meditation of Bruce's, actually, and it's about a Sufi poem that discusses our ability as humans sometimes to treat animals better than we treat our common man or our common person. And this is entitled Empty Hearts. Thank you so much, Mr. Bruce Williams, Empty Hearts on the alto saxophone, Oscar Perez on the piano, John DiCarlo on the bass, Jerome Jennings on the drums. Before we play our very last tune, I'd like to make a couple thank yous. Number one, I want to thank Trinity Church and Mel Baker and Peyton and Melissa and Brittany and everybody, Father Bird, everybody at Trinity that has been a partner in putting on these concerts for the last 5 years. It's really been an honor and a privilege to me to take part in helping to bring great artists to you all. And I don't take that lightly, and so I thank them for supporting me as an artist and allowing me to play for you all today, but also for committing to creating a space for this music in New York City for free for the people. And yeah. Hand in hand with that, I have to thank Melissa Walker and Christian McBride and everybody at Jazz House Kids. Jazz House really has been my family for the last 15 years. They will continue to be my family. They're my people, and the relationship with that organization, what they do for the kids and the community, bringing music to everyone I don't know any other organizations quite like it, and it's been an honor to be a part of them, and I'm still thankful that I get to be a part of that moving forward in my life. So can we give a big round of applause for Jazz House Kids? I would be remiss if I did not recognize my mom, who's in the audience. We haven't gotten to share many concerts together, and so it's really amazing to be able to share what I am calling a Mother's Day concert with her. So happy Mother's Day. We're going to close out with a tune I wrote dedicated to all the people that have had to flee their homes from injustice, from war, from poverty, from crime, and are really just seeking a safe and pleasant place to live. And, I think right now we need some anthems. We need some songs to get behind because we have real problems in our world that I think art is the only way through this right now. And so I'm committed, I believe in creating something positive right now is a radical act. We are in complete opposition to our culture right now when we do something overtly positive and uncapitalistic and only for sharing love and positivity and beauty in the world. And so every time I get to play and have the pleasure to play, I'm trying to bring more beauty into the world. And I think that all of us can. And I believe if everybody just swung a little bit, we wouldn't have all these problems. And yes, thank you. So this last tune, this is out right now. You can find it all over the internet. It's called Refugee Hymn. So I'd like to share that with you. So we're going to close out this concert with Refugee Hymn. Thanks everybody so much. It's been an honor. Thank you all here. If anybody would like to take home a CD, I'd love to share it with you. So thanks so much.